Yay!
Yay,
Just
we
a
have no
company.
fucking topic, but we have Benaberry.
Yes.
Woo! Better. That guy's awesome.
Woohoo! It's gonna be
It's
fun.
it's just a company I had a conflict with 2 years ago.
No
It
worries.
hasn't been resolved.
Now, what people don't
Do
know
what you gotta do.
is that I actually went out there, and I snuck out behind the scenes, and I went out with a cane, and I grabbed Benaberry with the little crook of the cane and dragged him all the way into this hangout because we miss Benaberry.
That and he looked like he was not having a fun time with the young earthers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
What
That was
what
painful.
exactly were they arguing?
Oh, it's the same stuff. Come on. If there was something new, that would be exciting.
yeah. I should probably stop pretending to pay attention to this shit. I was trying to nudge Redline from behind the scenes, but asshole didn't have his Skype running, so he can piss off. Actually, I'm looking at that under my other account. Ooh, that's not helpful. Let me close out of that shit. I don't need that stupid 13 person to be up and running. There we go, much better.
No, how will G-Man find you?
Shadow.
Oh, did Sam get his invite? I don't know. Good check. Oh, well, fuck it. They responded maybe anyway. They can kiss my butt. Yeah, apparently last night's show apparently is getting quite a number of hits. Apparently picking on Deepak is popular.
I haven't
Well,
watched that
of
yet.
course, Deepak is popular because quantum fluctuations inebriate
Oh no,
the
we're there again,
illumination
aren't
of
we?
life.
Are we there again? Did somebody actually open up the stupid Deepak?
I actually did not. I just pulled that one out of my ass.
Well, your ass is looking an awful rosy shade from having pulled that out. Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
Remind me
How
not
to
to.
bastardize quantum mechanics.
Quantum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've already hit over 1,300 views on that.
Yeah, it's funny. On the new channel, I don't get crap reviews. I've actually gotten a few subs, too. I was actually joking with Prudent because he was challenging Jackie the other day, saying, I bet I can get more than 300 subs quicker than you can, kind of thing. And so I was picking on him. I'm like, okay, how many do you have? He's like, 223. I'm like, I bet you I can get to 300 before you can. I'm at 50.
Damn it, Prudent, does everything have to be a dick measuring contest with you?
That's fine. I don't know. This new channel, I do kind of want more subs. You know, it'd be nice to have an audience.
What channel is it called? Shadow?
Yeah. I haven't even technically applied the proper channel name yet. It's still that long ass fucking numeric string. It's just Shadow Heathen for now, but I'm planning on adjusting that. So even in my Hangouts for this long, you never figure out what the hell I'm logged in as.
I'm subscribed to the new channel.
Yeah, whenever I crack jokes like this, though, I feel like G-Man. I was ragging on him earlier because apparently at the end of the Hangout he did today, during the last minute of it, he's like, "Yeah, and I'm gonna have a Hangout," and whatever the fuck he was going, I wasn't paying attention.
Does feeling like G-Man hurt?
I was pointing. Hang on, I was pointing to the last 2 minutes of it by Shara actually, and she was like, "Oh yeah, he was saying that he wants you in his next Hangout." I'm like, "Good God, why? Why would I want to go?" And he's like, yeah. So I'd like 13 heathens, and I'm like, wait, 13 heathens is retired. I'm Shadow Heathen now. Fuck off. If you haven't even figured out that I retired my old fucking channel, no, fuck off. I will not even consider it for the 2.5 seconds I might have considered it for otherwise.
You have some opportunity to fuck with people without other channel, though, specific people.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the thing. It's like, if you hear somebody who goes around, "Have you watched my videos? Have you watched my videos on this? Have you?" And I'm like, okay. I went, and when they were doing that whole stupid slavery apologetics crap, I'm like, okay, both sides are fucking wrong. Go to this link, educate yourself. They didn't. I said, okay, fine. Instead of going to that link that I referenced, go to this link and just click on the lecture there. You can listen to it. They didn't do that. So I uploaded the fucking lecture myself and said, here's a link to my channel where I uploaded the lecture from the page that I linked to you, the lecture that I linked to you. Watch the fucking thing. Educate yourself. So then what happens in the next Hangout? Have you watched my video? And I'm like, no, have you fucking watched mine? Well, have you watched my video? No. Well, no, I haven't watched your video. Why should I watch your video? Have you watched my... Shut up, G-Man.
Yeah, he was talking about it more today in that hangout. And I think he was saying it was okay to own people because we can own other animals.
Oh, for fuck's sake! So was that one slavery again? I only watched that. You said it was in the last 2 minutes, so I watched the last minute.
It's a funny one. He's got some epic lines in that one actually. It's not a
moron.
Well, yeah.
I don't agree with the Jews, but when you're talking about slavery in the Old Testament, you're talking about the Jews, you retard. It's their fucking laws you're talking about, you dipshit. But we don't agree with their laws. I don't care. That's what it's talking about, you fucking Fruit Loop. Anyway. But yeah, I mean, I could go in there. I could try to correct him. I could start going on about the Eved Irvy and the Eved Ken and I. But why bother? The punchline is, during one of the debates that Veckel got in, he went and talked to Gavriel first. Gavriel, of course, is a practicing Jew. Knows his shit. Really nice guy. He talked to Gavriel, had like a 3-hour conversation with him, and then the moment he got into the debate, he threw everything he discussed with Gavriel right out the fucking window. So needless to say, Gav was pissed and a little betrayed. Even more so when Veckel came back to him afterwards and said, "So, how do you think I did?" Yeah. The Old Testament, their book.
This is how I feel. This is what I feel when G-Man talks about the Old Testament slavery. This is just what I want to do to him.
Beat him with a dog? What the fuck are you doing?
I want a dog to snuff him, but yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
I do have to say, G-Man has a very cute dog.
Oh, does he? I haven't seen this dog yet.
It's very, it's in that video. It's cute.
Sorry, I'm not going through the video to find it.
Yeah.
Okay, dude, what the fuck?
Maybe 40 minutes in or something.
Oh, it's a pillow. Okay.
Dear.
Sorry, I guess I had to show the part with the pillow. My bad.
Okay. That it makes a little bit more sense, but on small screen it just looks, well, we won't go there.
Oh God.
It'd be nice to have a hang up without talking about dicks, drugs, or drama.
But you've just ruined that.
Of course. We mentioned G-Man. That's close enough. So, hey, Chris, how's it going, man? Dum-dum.
Hello to all.
So, what was dinner? I'm hungry.
Oh, Maron. I went to a very fancy restaurant. I got the tuna tartare as a appetizer and indulged in some escargot that others had ordered. And then I got the duck duo. Part of it was seared breast, and then, what the hell do they call that when they cook it in its own fat? Confit. There was a leg confit. It was wonderful.
So where the fuck are my leftovers, man?
Hey, buddy.
You ate them all, didn't you?
I as if there were leftovers. Give me a
bastard.
break.
I ate everything.
What do they serve on top of the tuna tartare?
What did they serve on top of it? They had the they served it. What's that?
A raw egg.
No, they didn't do the raw egg. They did some crackers and they did a really nice garlic aioli.
I know it wouldn't go, but I keep thinking that if you put a brioche on it, would be a retartare. Right.
Oh, stop it.
I just had to wonder, you know. These things cross my mind sometimes.
I had duck for the first time at my company's Christmas lunch.
That they paid way too much for, but...
Yes.
Oh, I love duck. Is that what you said, duck?
I had a duck leg confit.
Yes, that's exactly what I had. That was part of the duo that I had.
A duck leg with feet? What?
Man, I have yet to try duck myself, but because of your terrific review of it, both of yours, I'm going to go to the pond tomorrow and shoot myself a delicious.
Well, here's the third review. Duck is great.
I've been told it's oilier or greasier.
Yes, exactly. It is.
Oh, way more.
Okay.
When you cook a duck at home, like you need to clean your oven because it spits fat.
It's much fatter. It's very fatty. Yes.
Seriously, if you cook it properly, which is like at high temperatures to get the skin crispy and the internal meat temperature appropriate, it will literally spit grease all over your oven.
I've never used my oven just because I don't want to clean it.
Is the grease peas? Quick question: can you deep fry the duck?
You can. Hey man, if you want an inexpensive duck, just order Peking duck from the local Chinese shop. It's fantastic.
Right.
I don't know a lot of places.
I'll have to try it next time.
I had duck in Singapore. It was delicious. They just chop it with a big cleaver into big long pieces. It's very strange, but it's good.
I think it'd be worth watching them chop it with a cleaver. Ah, boom, boom, boom. That sounds fun.
I have yet to chop up duck with a cleaver. I have chopped up chicken though.
Yeah. The chicken bones splinter though.
Yeah, after you cook it, it does.
Yeah.
If you cut it before cooking, you don't have
Well,
to worry about that.
They cut it before. They cut it after they cook it.
Yeah, obviously, if it's splintering, yeah.
There are some restaurants in Philadelphia, in the Chinatown section of Philadelphia, where when you go there for a duck dinner, they will use every single part of the duck. There are like 3 or 4 courses where they will take, they will cook the duck proper, and it's meant to be shared by 2 people, and they will make a soup out of the neck, they will make this out of that, they will make the fried rice out of this, and then the main course is the duck itself. I mean, there's a very popular place in Philadelphia called Joe's Peking Duck House. And you just go there and you pay a fixed price, several courses, a whole duck, and it's fantastic.
I don't know what it is about the word Peking duck, but I keep thinking that could be a criminal offense.
I imagine a little duck like
peeking around the corner. Yeah.
table.
Not a Peking Tom, it's a Peking duck. Yeah. Stick your neck out too far, get it lobbed off, you know. Well, I should say hello to the few viewers, and I am wondering if making them hungry yet. Just as a standard note to those that are joining us, the Q&A is open. Anyone wishing to ask for an invite or whatever should do it through that way.
Worry, I'll see it. Don't worry, 13. I'll get us more views.
I'm gonna show my wife this. Hold on. Wifey, come check this out.
Ah, there we go. It fell out. This is what happens when you bounce that vigorously. You fall right out of the hangout. It's a gravity thing.
Yeah.
Or at least that's my hypothesis, and I'm sticking with it for the moment.
I always thought pooping was a gravity thing.
Only if you do it right.
It can also be a vacuum thing if you're an astronaut.
Oh man, that's the funny thing is, you sit there and the kids are asking the astronauts all these questions, and they're all so interested.
That's why they use
stuff.
Vacuums in space to handle that.
Oh, I was going to say, you sitting there, they were interviewing the astronauts. It's like, these are the heroes that went into space, and yada yada yada. And the kids start asking questions, and inevitably comes the question that everyone fears: how do you poop? And the funny thing is, there are so many conspiracy theories that actually will reference, well, how do they poop and pee? Huh? It's like, you ask them, they'll explain that. It's not very glorious.
Generally, they sit down with a newspaper.
Yeah, that's not going to work, no. Well, first you have a catheter. Ah.
You have to pull it out with your hands as it comes out.
So, I will note that Epi entered just as we mentioned catheters. I'm not sure why.
I was coming on. Curiosity, did my GIF get you any more views?
No, but apparently it was bouncy enough to get you bounced right out of the hangout. I didn't even have to lift a finger, man. You just doinga doinga doing.
Well, at least there's a spot for you here.
I accidentally exited out of my server, so.
And seeing as I'm not sure who the viewers are, I'm noticing, however, that on my Skype I see Jackie is typing. Jackie, aren't you supposed to be doing lewd things to Kevin? Why are you planning on coming in here? Do you need to come up for air and hydrate or something?
Yeah, I need a break every now and then.
Ah, okay, that must be it.
No, but he does.
Ooh! Waiting for the resurrection, are we? That could be it. We just have to clean up.
My grandfather had an interaction with one of my uncles. My uncle asked him if he could get it up because, my grandfather was in his 80s. And my grandfather said, well, God can do a lot of things, but he can't raise the dead.
I don't know. Raising the dead was what happened right around the time of the Second Coming.
I guess it's funnier in Arabic.
Second Coming came 45 minutes later.
So I've noticed that apparently the both Christian and atheist community alike managed to get themselves a Christmas gift.
We did?
Yeah, right after Christmas, pretty much all that idiotic drama that had been going on just mysteriously ended.
Oh.
Maybe it's a Christmas
gift. About shit.
I just never got involved with the drama. It worked for me.
Good plan.
Yeah, it's the best plan, I think.
The second drama, the drama I'm going to bring up right now, is the fact that it gets quiet every time I walk into the kitchen to get coffee. There's a problem with that.
Oh. I cast silence and rolled a 20 crit.
I don't really have anything to talk about. Oh, well, I'm sure I do.
I like pizza. Damn it, Ace, you left Telemundo on.
I might finish making my coffee, damn it, people. Okay, in the meantime, I've got a question for you. If you were to create a world, what would it be like?
If I were to create any world?
Yeah.
I guess it would be like the planet Earth, except every country would be Canada.
Does it have to obey the laws of physics in our universe?
No.
Well, is this, only civic control, or do we have controls over the laws of physics? Come on, Shadow. I guess...
Dog. Wait a minute, that might be his lexic moment.
Okay,
You are the arbiter of reality for the sake of this thought experiment.
Okay.
If you were to
okay, I guess my world would kind of be... You know what, I'm just going to use my earlier answer. It would be like Earth now, except every country is Canada. And we'd have infinite resources. Done.
I would make a world quite similar to Earth with minor differences in the nature of beings. And the one thing I would change when it comes to physics and reality is there would be an energy source that does not require a complete circuit to actually power things.
Ooh.
Kind of like Arcane's idea of there being a power source in the ancient pyramids before the flood and the pre-flood society with... Yeah, never mind.
Well, if you guys want to talk about actual viable energy sources, I think thorium is something that we should definitely be looking at.
I'm really surprised we haven't done anything in terms of trying to, get and do more testing with helium-3.
Yeah.
Helium's getting too rare.
No, helium-3. It's found on the moon.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
We'd
absolutely.
have to actually harvest it. It'd give us an excuse to actually start making movements to slowly try to get the fuck off this rock.
They've been harvesting it for years. We just don't know the details.
Is that actually a truism, or is this just...
No,
I saw
you
that
can
movie.
manufacture it, but it's very expensive. Well, it's also very expensive to mine it on the moon if we would.
I don't know if we got our shit together. We could sit there and launch pods back and forth. I don't know if I can know.
The Nazis have been doing it. I think the week.
Wait a minute, that's Iron Skies. I've seen that movie. Nazis on the moon. yes.
That movie was so unbelievable. I mean, who could believe Sarah Palin would become president?
Oh, that was fucking hilarious.
That was good though. Yeah.
I do have to admit that was funny.
Really understand, but
Now. I'm sure if McCain had won, Sarah Palin would have eaten his heart and taken his place.
Point taken.
Well, the one thing they got right was that Sarah Palin didn't really have a clue what was going on. She was just, the puppet. Right? I don't know. A lot of times they would be like, in the movie, they were just like, get back on your exercycle. Ignore it. We got this under control. And she's like, okay.
Get out of the war room. Your coloring books are outside.
Exactly. I kind of like to make
There's a bridge on
world.
one of them.
I don't know if you can actually do it, but the inverted world theory, like that we're living on the inside and the sun's in the middle. I'd kind of like to create that.
That'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Of course, it then leaves you a whole bunch of rocks, so you can't really do much else. After you've done that, you're kind of done.
Yeah. I just want to see if it can be done. Be fun.
Oh wow, Kevin and Jackie are getting feisty. Okay, sorry.
Fighting on Skype.
Why not what, Benna?
Benna just is off to watch a movie with his wife. Good for him.
I don't know what he was asking why not in reference to.
Speaking of which, my wife is... Oh, wait, no, she's not gone to bed, so I have to turn the camera back off.
Sorry.
Woman, why are you walking around naked? Oh, okay, I can put that on your back. That's fine. Yeah, last night's show was actually a great success. Tonight, of course, we're not sitting there picking on Deepak or anything, so... Sorry, audience. We're trying to come up with a new topic. You're welcome to recommend one through Q&A. If you want us to talk about something or ask a random question, feel free. Because that's how we roll sometimes. There we go. There you go.
Did anybody see that new movie, The Interview?
Yeah,
No.
It's as bad as every other Seth Rogen movie out there, but if you feel like it, I'd definitely buy it just to say fuck you to North Korea and then never watch it.
That's what I did.
I'm not even convinced it was really North Korea behind it.
I'm convinced it was Sony.
Maybe it was a partnership. Like, Sony was all like, you pose a threat to the United States, we'll sell this shitty movie, and we'll split the profits.
Yeah, they haven't even made back their money from the movie.
Wow.
I know enough about North Korea to
They
think
got,
that it might have
like $2 or $3 million on opening weekend and spent $40 making the stupid thing?
Yeah.
But did you hear the reviews on Kirk Cameron's Christmas movie?
Oh, gosh, we discussed that already. Worst fucking thing ever, apparently.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find a torrent of that movie so I can review
nobody's
It's
even
so-
bothered to go see it to torrent the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's so bad nobody's even putting it out to pirate.
The only people that would have watched it would be like good Christian people that wouldn't do that.
I would have... No, that's bullshit. I would have watched the fuck out of that movie just so I could play it on the Hangouts and make fun of it and like the Science Mystery Theater 3000 crap.
I considered doing that, but we can't find it.
Yes, I know. It sucks.
I loved I don't know if you guys saw the Young Turks breakdown of it, but I love he said one of the best reviews from a critic was that Kirk Cameron's acting was so forced that he was constantly...
everyone's acting was so...
Yeah, but he said that he was waiting for the cameras to pan out to reveal the hostage takers.
Okay, we've already done this in another shuffle, but
Oh, did you?
if I can get the page up here. There we go. Hey, funny, I start typing in Rotten Tomatoes, and that's the first damn thing to come up. We went through, we went through the first 12 pages in a Hangout of
Nice.
reviews from regular folks on this one. But let's go to the base reviews here. Okay. Incidentally, technically speaking, the Turks article was a little bit wrong. There's apparently 11 other movies on there, a total of 11 either way, that actually have a 0 rating. Now, most of these are because they don't have enough actual reviews that were counted. And initially what happened was Cameron, when he started going to have his minions going to IMDb and this and that, he apparently got it all the way up to like 92% rating. And then they got wise what was going on, and they were fucking slammed by people that were like, no, fuck you, you don't do that. But the average rating that they have here is 1.9 out of 5. Granted, it's showing 0 in part due to the tampering and because they didn't get enough views from real reviewers.
Ah.
But even so, 1.9 out of 5. Fuck. And that's with Kirk Cameron sending out his little flunkies to try and give it better reviews. And the 5-star reviews are hilarious. It's like, wow, these people didn't see it. Then you'll see one that's like, yeah, I'm a fan of Kirk Cameron, and he asked me to rate this, but in good conscience, I couldn't rate it without seeing it first. Wow, this was terrible. There's quite a number of those. It's hilarious. Let's see now.
People are already submitting it as a candidate for Riff Tracks.
Oh, yeah.
And upvoting it.
It's apparently the Room of Christian movies. From what I've been told about it, I know a couple of the reviewers I watched were like from that guy with the glasses.com and this kind of thing. And they actually said that it wasn't so bad that it was worth watching or so bad that it was good kind of thing. It was more along the lines of it is so absolutely fucking bizarre that it's worth watching.
Oh.
Kind of like the wow. Because over the course of it, he sits there and he claims that the commercialization of Christmas is biblical and that blowing all your money, giving as many gifts as you can have, and having the biggest gala feast you can is somehow biblical and praising Jesus. It's fucking weird, apparently.
Oh,
anyway, we have the Bobbsey twins here, both wearing red.
They're in the same sweater.
We get it. You're a couple.
I don't know. I was kind of hoping they'd literally be wearing the same shirt. That'd be fun. Kevin's thinking about it.
I don't know if I have two of the same shirt.
No.
No.
The same shirt.
No, physically.
One shirt.
Never mind.
They're very funny.
No. If we could do that, then we could actually just rename you to Cactus.
What?
Not yet.
Okay, not a great joke, but I tried.
Oh.
Oh, God.
It's a one occasion I could actually make a word out of it. Come on. Okay, let's get to the viewers. Q&A is open. Feel free to put in any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to try and get into, because we're kind of running without it at the moment. Yesterday I took the time to think about it. Today I'm just kind of running, I don't know, by the seat of somebody else's pants. I'm not sure whose.
Deepak Chopra?
Nah, Deepak was last night. We don't want to get too redundant.
Fair enough.
And we're getting feedback from a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm obviously not using headphones.
Obviously, yes.
Turn my volume down a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool, but I'm going to have to scold you, though. There are strawberries being eaten and they're not being fed to anyone else. This is just morally wrong.
Oh, well, I got my pizza. You can keep the strawberries.
That was earlier.
Oh, that was earlier. You're forgiven, then.
Damn it.
Let's see now. Seeing as it did come up, let's grab one of the reviews here. Essentially, an extended this is one of the reviews from Saving Kirk Cameron's Christmas. Essentially, an extended Sunday sermon in which former teen heartthrob turned evangelical entrepreneur Kirk Cameron Cam-splains the true meaning of Christmas. Now, part of why it's referring to it as Cam-splains is apparently the majority of the movie takes place in a car with him talking to somebody that's frustrated with the commercialization of Christmas. Here we go. Cam-splaining the true meaning of Christmas. Saving Christmas. Hang on a second. I'm going to mute you guys for a moment. There we go. Thank you very much. Saving Christmas will hold little interest for anyone not already a believer. It's too single-minded in its instructional purpose, too averse to multidimensional characters, too youth pastor-like in its dorky humor. But Saving Christmas isn't looking to convert anyone or, blessedly, to scold anyone. It's an unabashed preaching to the choir. Incidentally, I should point out, since we did reference G-Man earlier, preaching to the choir normally does have a meaning, unlike with your channel. What it's trying to do is explain to Christians how they may reconcile their faith with the secular pomp of Christmas. And it does so by having Cameron draw connections between the the tree, the presents, and so on to Christian iconography in Scripture. Presented mostly as two dudes, Cameron, the writer-director, Dwayne, in a cart talking. The narrative is broken up by historical or biblical reenactments, including a weirdly violent recreation of the real Saint Nick beating down an unbeliever. Santa beating the crap out of somebody, yay! All the more bizarre when it's followed shortly thereafter by a little pop and lock from the God Squad dance crew. Dramatically, this is not centralizing stuff. Your average Lifetime movie network production boosts a far better grasp on what it takes to make a story compelling. Structurally and emotionally, as a movie, Saving Christmas is not good. But as a teaching aid for congregants about having their fruitcake and eating it too, sure, why not? Go nuts, guys. And that's the nice review of it.
Wow.
The way I understand the movie.
Well, that's historically inaccurate. St. Nicholas did not punch an unbeliever. He punched a heretic. Huge distinction.
Yeah.
The way I understand it, the movie actually, like the way Kirk Cameron responds to the guy who's complaining about the commercialization of Christmas is by twisting Scripture to justify the commercialization of Christmas, right?
Yep. Yep.
While on the other hand, if he had ever read a scripture, he'd know Jeremiah chapter 10.
Well, you know, but at the same point, if you know anything about pop culture, you know that Jeremiah was a bullfrog. And on that note, he was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Chris is not here to give me the next verse. Damn it! Chris, where'd you go? Bastard!
I wanted to see him. I wanted him to see us.
I know.
I can imagine Value like drinking all kinds of things and giving us crazy shit.
Oh, gone quiet.
That's because I'm sending a message, and apparently whenever I fall silent, so does everyone else. Dun, dun, dun. Occasionally the shuffles will get to the point that they just kind of run themselves. Not tonight, apparently. Need to do, apparently, is get Lenny to come in here and start bitching about how his day went. Or Carson to start talking about how he's as high as, you know.
Crap pussy.
Yeah, that.
Yep.
Of course, I'd like to say that he says it more eloquently, but not really. In any case. Wow, slow night tonight. I may have to actually go back to plan A.
The Depot.
Hang on. Okay, wait. There, I got Chris to come back. Evan, Jackie, present yourselves.
Hi, Maui.
How nice.
They were so they miss you. They wanted you to see them.
There was a certain glow about them.
And thank you for honoring the request to bounce back in for a moment.
The best lamb.
Yep.
Yes.
Fuck you and your ability to read people.
So now in
judging.
Now the
judging.
Yep, that's okay, Chris. We have pretty well agreed that when it comes to the Insomnia Shuffle Volcano God, it is now down to either Epicurus or Prudent.
Volcano God, that's good.
Really? Epi?
Yeah. In all fairness, I'm a virgin by choice. Prudent, I don't know what his excuse is.
I think of a few.
One is trying to keep himself pure, the other one it might be puerile, I'm not sure.
Because he doesn't know how to sign up for Craigslist.
The other might be the fact that every girl he mentions, he's, you know, even possibly has a chance with, he mentions the fact that when my mom retires, she's going to be living with us, and you better be okay with that.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the version for 101, number one.
Without naming him specifically, I do also have a friend that when he started seeing girls, he's always find him in hang-ups going, yeah, the problem is I'm smarter than her.
To be fair, I know that pain.
Yeah, but with him, it's every girl he meets, she's really nice and kind of hot, and, you know, I'm thinking about it, but she's kind of dumb. I'm so much smarter than her. I'm like, oh, Really? What does she do? Well, she's studying to be a neuroscientist. What?
What?
Yeah. Oh, she's a physics major. Yes, Kevin. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Kevin, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And that particular voice might have been a clue, but you know.
See, the stupid experience I had was so much more justifiable, because it turned out she was a young Earth creationist. Yeah.
And incidentally, I should note that I nearly gave my party...
Was she one of those... quick question. Was she one of those young Earth creationists who thought that, well, science shows young Earth creationism is true, or was she the one that tried to, the whole epistemology shows it, kind of, young Earth creationism?
I'll put it this way.
Could she have pronounced epistemology?
She did not believe in evolution yet. She had inherited eczema from her mother.
Oh boy.
No, she didn't inherit it. It was a family curse. It says in the Bible that these curses will be visited onto the family up to the 5th generation. And if you believe that, I've got this really great fridge.
I thought it was to the 10th generation. Oh, no, that's only for bastards.
Depends on the curse. There are different curses.
Yeah, it's actually the 5th though. Unless your name is Adam.
Get it straight, guys.
Yeah.
All these curses and names and horse shit like that. Let's get back to Kevin banging Jackie.
Yeah, okay. Wait, no, if they're going to get back to that, they should get off camera first.
Some would have a reason for the drawers still being open.
I'm just going to keep showing this part of the video.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Wait, no. I got to call Chris out for that. That was incredibly sexist.
You're right.
To say that it isn't Jackie banging Kevin.
Jackie was banging Kevin, breaking him in half. Poor dude. I feel for you.
This is
my knowing smirk.
No. Actually, the true test would be to ask him to stand and see which one can walk straighter. I said I was going to be nice and not be a douche. Damn it!
God,
you said that about last hangout.
Damn you to hell.
Yes, let's stop cheapening this. This is actually a really sweet moment.
This is a sweet, awesome moment. So, Kevin, Jackie, are
video.
you guys open to doing a hang a little bit later this week about long-distance relationships?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I endorse this. I sign off on this notion. I think it's a great idea.
Papa like?
As a matter of fact, I was going to, I had them make a recommendation to Jackie, just in part to be an asshole.
What's that? Coconut oil?
No, they already referenced that in the side. You just happen to know it. I did not mention that to him. He just foresaw it.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, no, what I was going to recommend is, since Prudence decided to challenge you as to who can get to 300 subs quicker, I know how to cheat. All you need to
Everybody subscribe to Jackie.
All you need to do, you two, Jackie, Kevin, is to make a video with each of you doing your own little sound bits. You can use whatever slide you want, in which each of you is talking about that moment when you first met in the airport, after all that time and this kind of stuff, and just express how you were feeling at that moment. Make a video about that, and put it under the hashtags and tags of things like true love, long-distance relationships, finding each other over the internet, and this kind of stuff, and you will wallop the crap out of poor little Prudence and his desire to get to 300.
Exactly.
You could
Wait. That comes with the drawback. That comes with the drawback. Most of your subscriber base will be lonely old cat ladies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Get a cat or a
Prudence
dog.
already cheats. He's admitted to me that he uses sock accounts to sub his channel to drive his count up.
Really?
That bastard!
You know what's even more ironic? In the same hangout, he said, I don't really care that much about subscribers.
Oh, we know better than that.
Oh, come on, Prudence. 35.
He admitted to me that he's a subscriber whore.
Yeah.
No, well, he's less of a subscriber whore than G-Man, but that doesn't say much. At least he's not doing...
But is he more of a subscriber whore than me?
Didn't he say that you'll never like catch up to him in subs?
Yeah.
Even though she has like what, 30 subs less than him, and she's been on here like maybe a half or a third of the time he has.
Hey, hang on, I've gotten 2 requests, and yes, you know who one of them is.
Fruity Pie.
Oh, wait, that's not it. Oh, it's the wrong one. No, not Prudence. Fruity Pie. Prudence Lee. No. We don't click that. As well as Eric Silverman, who's asked to join.
Oh, that's Sheik.
Oh, Sheik, yeah, bro. Oh, okay, that's cool. I can deal with the voice tonight.
Not to be confused with David Silverman, who I really don't want him here.
I could get him on Skype if you'd like. I've got him.
David Silverman?
Yeah.
No.
He's only had one like venerable moment. That was the look on his face for Tide Goes In, Tide Goes Out.
Exactly. That was funny.
Yeah. Any tricks in the fact that you have soft accounts?
No, okay.
I also have,
Kevin,
incidentally, I also have What's His Nuts on Skype, that Kilpatrick guy, David Fitzgerald, I guess it is.
Hold on. I just wanted to say to Kevin, no, I have not subscribed to I have not driven my subscriber count out with any of my socks. Never have done that. I don't know where I said that, and if I said it, I must have been joking.
Then you were talking about doing that because you were like 5 shy of 200. You're like, I'm gonna create soccer accounts.
Oh,
I was kidding. I was kidding. Okay. I was never gonna. Yeah.
It's hard to tell with you.
Well, I will note, however, since the last conversation with Prudent, he has gotten 2 more subscribers.
Oh.
Yep, yes he has. So he's now 225. I, on the other hand, have gone up from 52 to 70.
Oh, kick ass. That's pretty good, man.
Same time.
I just subscribed to you.
Oh, you passed me. Damn it. Oh,
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, 71 now. He's making a liar out of me.
But then again, it depends. I mean, 225, not even a year on YouTube. I mean, I consider that a pretty good year for me.
Yeah, I've had my account open, this account open how many days? Yes, and you're Prudent.
Yeah, that's...
You know, it irks you a little and you get defensive. It's cute.
I know. How about this? How about this, Jackie? I'll at least make this deal to you. If I beat you to 300, I'll at least give you a shout out.
Okay.
Don't want a shout out.
Yeah. Okay, so the thing is that
she doesn't want to lose subscribers.
I'm kidding around. I mean, I don't really take this thing seriously.
I know. But realistically, you might hit 300 before me just because I'm out for a holiday and I'm out of town. I can't make new videos. But as soon as I get back to school, I'm making a video about the love story with him, and that's just gonna get so many views.
That'll
get ready for the lonely cat ladies to subscribe to you then.
Hang on a second. I need to break in with one thing. Sheik, just to let you know, you are on as the non-Sheik ID. If you want to switch to Sheik, do so.
No. I'm not just gonna use my real name from now on.
Cool. Okay, man.
Thanks.
Just as a precaution, to let you know. So how's it going, man? It's been
Your name is Eric Silverman? Damn.
Yeah.
What up, Eric?
Nothing, you guys. How are you doing?
Good to see you, bud.
Just proof that people look like their dogs.
Oh.
The dog is clearly not wearing glasses.
Oh, I see it now. That was the dog.
Yes, the dog clearly has a broader smile. Actually, the dog is smiling. That's kind of cool. Huh. Anyway.
It's a happy dog. Lets you know how good of an owner Eric is.
It was actually the first time I met her.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah, it was the day I adopted her.
Pup at first sight, definitely.
I get it.
I feel like I should make a spay and neuter your pets comment, but yeah. Actually,
Bob Barker.
Spay and neuter your fucking asshole.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your loved ones.
My wife's working on that, actually.
And while you're at it, remember to spay and neuter your kids.
Ain't nothing wrong with a nice V. Mm-hmm. The both of you look so tired post-coitus bliss.
I'm not tired.
I'm so
No,
jealous.
we might look tired, but we didn't have sex. I'm sorry.
Exactly. We just woke up from a nap. We cuddled a little bit and did a bunch of push-ups, and then we started this hangout.
There you go.
Yeah, they were initially saying they weren't going to come into the hangout, and then apparently they realized they did have time to brush their hair.
Mm-hmm. And then they realized that we could smell.
I thought I wanted to come in.
That's it, Eric. I think I got my real dog on camera.
Oh, sweet.
Yes, because the dog that he occasionally watches, that he insists is the cutest dog in the world, we actually had there was a vote of sort in which we determined that Prudence' actual dog is much cuter than the one that he babysits, or dog sits, that he thinks is cute.
That's a cute dog right there. That's a cutie pie dog.
Yeah. He's 12 years old, actually. Surprised we've had him for this long.
Oh, they got Munchkin.
I don't know. A dog of that size can live a good, 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
I've had him since I was 8 years old, so I'm still happy to have him right now. Oh.
That's okay. In another year, you can kill him and eat him to avoid horrible, painful. What? Isn't that what people do with pets?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Just as a quick note to Kevin and Jackie, please make sure to check Kikito. Jade has a recommendation for you.
Maybe if they have pet lobsters.
I think.
Yeah, dog tastes better than lobster.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. Dog is too gamey.
Yeah.
Say hi to the internet people, Gizmo.
What's his name?
Gizmo.
Oh, I thought I heard Gitmo. I was like, what? No, seriously, that's what I thought you said. I'm like, wait a minute. No.
Sometimes I call him Gimmo. Like I don't have the Z in. I'll just cause I don't know why. It's a cuter name almost. I just I like this dog. Why is it
Teamwork
weirdly
dog
silent?
is cute.
Oh, it's weirdly silent because we're sitting there watching the way you're petting the dog and going, Prudent, relax a little bit, man. I know that you're wanting certain things to happen in your life, but the way you're petting the dog, it's we can see the tension and no,
no, he actually likes getting pet a little rough. That sounds really bad out of context. That sounds really bad out of context.
It's getting worse and worse.
Sounds really bad in context.
Still does.
My cat likes it if you hit him on his back, like pretty hard. I don't know. It's weird.
Is it a field goal pussy or kitty or?
What?
Well, you said it likes being hit hard. Is it like the field goal kitty or something?
Oh, no.
Bunt!
No.
I think I can get used to bringing him into the shuffles.
Okay, bringing him into the shuffles, I've got a question. Are you planning on just making sure that he's the one on camera, do you mean? Or are you going to try and actually stick him through the connection?
That's fine. All right.
Because if it's a second, if you're planning on actually feeding him through in cable modem or something like that, that could be animal abuse, so I'd recommend against that. So just,
All right.
Okay. As long as you have that established.
Yeah. I got him for, I just got it, when I said 12 years ago, I mean like almost exactly 12 years ago. I got him Christmas Eve of 2002.
Okay. Hello, Stan. I see that you're out there somewhere. And I am not seeing comments so far, and I'm seeing nothing in the Q&A, and we're running without topics. Come on, folks. Ask a stupid question. Give us a topic. Come on.
I have a topic.
What?
Oh, hang on, shake.
I've noticed that.
Hang on, I got. There we go. Sorry, I had the thing running without muting it. Damn it. Sorry.
Well, I've just really noticed that the racism is really ratcheted up on Google Plus.
Oh, no fucking kidding. Holy shit.
Like what happened?
It's not just Google Plus. It's just culturally in general in the U.S. Okay, there's always been to some degree a problem with racism out there, regardless of what demographic you're going with. For example, I live in Texas. Now, most of the racism that I tend to see is honestly Mexicans that have problems with people just because they're white in the area I live, which is kind of frustrating. But you go to other areas, and you know there's strife between this ethnicity and that ethnicity, and it's the weirdest thing. I mean, there was one day ages ago, I'm sitting there riding on a train, and somebody's giving me a hard time because apparently being white means I have money.
It does.
Weird fucking misconceptions. Yeah, apparently, you know, I'm sitting there talking with them, they're like, "Oh, you're white." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man. I'm broke." Oh, bullshit. I'm like, "What?" So I got talking with this guy, and this was actually a Spanish guy, and I'm like, I got talking with him, and I'm like, what the hell do you think? He's like, oh, you white people all look out for each other. I'm like, no, really, we backstab each other just as quickly as we backstab anyone else. I said, actually, the Spanish community sticks together far better than we do. You people have some degree of unity amongst yourselves. And he's like, well, yeah, we do, because we have to stick together because of you people, because you're, I'm like, we're nothing. We don't. No. This went on for fucking hours. It was like, dude.
Yeah, I'm finding it a little bit disconcerting, to be honest. I mean, it's the level of, I mean, the utter insanity of what people are saying.
Yeah.
And when people say President Obama's a racist, and I ask them specifically, what has he done that indicates that he's racist, I've yet to get a single example.
He's black.
The thing is, one thing that in a lot of the
he can't be racist. Only white people are racist.
In a lot of the shuffles, we've ended up, you know, it'll be like me and Lenny and Carson and this and that, and we'll go back and forth and we'll crack jokes, and some of them are a little bit close to the line sometimes and this and that, but it's a bunch of people relaxing and joking about this kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I've had people that are like, yeah, racist. And I'm like, no, we're just fucking around, man. None of this is meant to be serious. And at the same point, there are people that get into the shit that are serious. I mean, an old friend of mine that I used to play games with, I should say an old former friend of mine that I used to play online games with, one day he got talking about Muslims. Now, you'd almost, from the way he was talking, expect him to be one of these, like, extreme right-wing Christians. No, this guy was an atheist. But he was spouting all that extreme evangelic right-wing anti-Muslim crap. And I was just like, dude, either you're just, you know, trying to be funny and failing at it, or you're racist as fuck.
There's actually like a lot of it.
And he actually said, yeah, I'm fucking racist against these explicative. But you know, that they're the only ones I'm racist against. I'm not racist against black people, although they're. And then he starts saying all these things about black people that are racist as fuck. I'm like, dude, you're racist. What the fuck, man?
There's a lot of anti-Muslim bigotry in the atheist community. Like there really is, and they justify it.
Yeah, I actually spent yesterday, last night, or technically early this morning, in the Gin and Tonic show, and we were talking to some degree about, you know, how people react towards Muslims, and we got a bit into the cultural dialogue and this and that. There were two stories that were both on the 27th. One was of a group of 200 kids that that actually got out and stood in front of a church, protected from a bunch of people that, you know, wanted to do harm to the people that the congregants of this church. Good for them. There was another story the exact same day in Germany of a group of teens and other young adults that went and attacked a bunch of people at a church in Germany. Now the question is, which story do you put on the front page and which do you bury on page 27?
You put them both on the front page.
No. The one that gets more people to read.
Well, yeah, I mean, who do you, though, what would your rationale be? I mean, Mine would be to challenge people to compare and contrast. And
Now, doing it as a split article to compare and contrast these different things, to open a cultural dialogue, that'd be fucking great. But that's not what we're seeing in the media. What we're seeing is each culture is promoting its own cultural dialogue to either vilify or exonerate different communities, whether it be the Hispanic community, the Muslim community, the black community, the Jewish community, whatever community that may be.
Well, we're just not going in a good direction.
My rationale is which one gets me more money because I'm running a paper, so I need to sell.
And I get that, but maybe that's an assumption. Maybe what really raises money for a media outlet is the dialogue that they can create around a topic that can actually draw intelligent people into problem solving.
Dialogue and intelligence.
Not even. The money for mainstream media outlets exists in stirring up emotion and providing. I don't want to call it entertainment, but that's really kind of what it is. They're more in the business of entertainment. They want to stir up emotion in people. They're not.
It's so destructive. It's becoming the story itself, though. And you're right, Kevin. You're right. It's exactly what they do. I understand that. It's just I'm amazed at the number of people that believe the spin and such a so deep within their fabric that they don't challenge themselves.
What's frustrating?
They don't want to.
No, they don't. You're right. I get that.
Because that doesn't make money.
And it's not
fun. Well, I'm talking about it from the perspective of a person viewing what the viewers are perceiving of what they're watching on TV. Or
well, in terms of if I may, in terms of American media, I feel like there are certain factions which seem to be really promoting strife between different groups. Yeah. And honestly, I wonder if it's them trying to stir up more shit in hopes that something will happen so they'll have a bigger story in the future.
I think that's exactly what I'm getting at.
There's also an attitude in America, at least among the older generations, not as really among the younger generations, that the major media outlets, they're supposed to be trustworthy and factual and reliable. Like in the early days when you had like CBS, NBC, ABC, and they were they were still biased towards America, but they were fairly reliable and objective sources of information, and that's just not the case now.
They were willing to ask harder questions.
What you see on CNN.
Well, Walter Cronkite was the most trusted man in America for years. Literally.
And when he was fire retired, or however you want to phrase it, when his term with the media somebody shoved a mic on his face as he was walking out of there, and his comment was, "There are so many things going on that you know nothing about, and you never will." Mm-hmm. And that was chilling.
Yeah, it is chilling. He also said, and that's the way it is.
But the thing that strikes me is, now granted, prior to my parents' generation, racism was pretty overt. It was pretty in your face, even in the Northeast. Down here in the South, it's pretty well stayed in your face. It stayed pretty overt. There's a lot of people that are still quite openly racist because there's a different attitude about it. Now, around about my parents' generation, my father, mind you, is in what it's like is early 80s now, late 70s, early 80s. We'll just put it around there, because I'm not giving his actual age. But they grew up, but I shouldn't say grew up, but, as they got older, you started having shows like Archie Bunker and this and that, which I know is something that doesn't resonate or speak to the current, anyone of the current generations that would watch it, because they think, why would you want to watch a show about this ignorant, racist bastard? He's just a horrible person. That was kind of the point. The point
was laughing at it.
Don't be like this guy. It was mocking really a sentiment that was pretty strong in America up to that generation. And it was holding him up as a pariah and as somebody to be laughed at. And during this time period, the cultural paradigm started to shift. So instead of being openly racist, it was something that you did quietly. You didn't do it around your kids. You didn't want anyone to know if you were racist. You just kept it the fuck to yourself because you didn't want to be like Archie.
So my mom must have watched that show. That's what she is.
That's funny. My growing up, my dad used to watch. Sorry, we used to watch all of.
Well, now with social media, you can still have the anonymity. So now the world is still like just telling your family, because nobody really knows who you are.
We used to watch All in the Family reruns when I was growing up, and my dad would complain about how the show was part of some liberal conspiracy, part of like the liberal media trying to paint a bad image of conservatives.
No, it was Norman Lear. It was a Jewish guy.
They're taking bad pictures of racist assholes. I mean, he had a problem with everyone. The thing with Archie is he didn't like people that were black. He didn't like people that were Spanish. He didn't like people that were Jewish. He didn't like anyone that wasn't him.
Chinese, gay.
Yeah.
Although he refused to join. Wait, he did refuse to join the Ku Klux Klan though. He thought they were despicable.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even he had boundaries. You know, he was racist.
Because they were Southerners.
No.
Northerner.
No, what it was is Archie was racist. But he was racist because he was raised to think this way. This is the way that he saw the world. It wasn't that... And he didn't see himself as racist. That was part of the character. He didn't see that this was wrong.
No, he was a bad guy. He was just a guy who was raised in this kind of environment.
Right.
There's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, I actually saw Archie Bunker's chair at the Smithsonian at the American History Museum.
They're still in it.
What? I don't know. That thing is a cultural icon, though, man.
Well, it ultimately, to a lot of ways, it is. I mean, there are a lot of ways in which that show started breaking varied boundaries that we'd had in television up to that point. It sounds really weird to us today, but they were the first couple. They were the one of the first. I'm not sure if they were the first or not. But at least one of the first couples that ever, it showed only one bed in their bedroom, not two. They obviously slept in the same bed. It never showed them sleeping in the same bed, but it was implied that they. What a scandal! And worse yet, do you realize on that show they actually had the sound of a toilet flushing? Oh, the scandal of it all.
Wow, really?
You want to talk about how uptight people were prior to that?
Yeah.
I don't think they were the first ones I think the Brady Bunch were.
No, the Bradys had different beds. I think the first one was technically like Honeymooners or something like that, but then it was pretty much just went by the wayside for years.
Well, the I Love Lucy, they had different beds.
I'm sorry, I was just corrected by Red. The first family to share a bed was the Munsters.
Oh!
True.
Oh, I see.
Thank you, Red.
The
The Google Queen wins even when she's not by her computer.
But what was the first TV show to have a character that was gay as part of the show?
Don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know. She's trying to go to sleep, so I'm not bothering her again.
Three's Company.
No, it was. No, it was Soap. But it might have been Three's. But he wasn't really gay.
I think they had gay characters from time to time.
Yeah, but he was the first gay character was Billy Crystal. It was he was Jody Dallas on Soap.
Oh, I see.
I have taken over.
And we also have Stan in here confirming that it was indeed so.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm going to sleep. It was nice to see you all. Have a happy New Year.
Yeah, good to have you, Shake.
You as well.
So much. Be well.
Also, it was me who was making a ruckus on Kevin's account in Skype.
No kidding.
I want to try and bring forward that conversation a little bit now that we've gotten to the whole Archie thing. So you had Archie, and you had the Michael Civic character, which was the more liberal, the young son, the hippie kind of character that was in there. The more aware of how culture is now, the representative of the newer age of people that were more understanding of each other, more tolerant, blah 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 blah. And he and Archie were always at odds about this, that, and the other thing. And he was kind of the modern morality of the show, sitting there scolding the older generation well, this secondary dialogue was going on, which is, well, you know, he's old, he's set in his ways, etc., etc., etc. But you still had people trying to sit there and help people that were older and set in their ways in terms of this. Now, in terms of racism as a societal thing, this was kind of the culture I was raised in, where you don't really see it, you don't really hear about it. It's something nobody wants to be seen as racist. So if you have any of these thoughts, you never express them to anyone because you're policing yourself. And I also came across people from other cultures that had a similar kind of edge to it. Now, there were still those that would sit there and put themselves in the position of assuming that I was a certain way because of the color of my skin. I wasn't raised that way. Now, granted, I did see subtle racism in my parents, but it was really weird. For example, when I was dating a Jewish woman at one point and brought her by the house, my mother's comment upon her leaving was, "Oh, well, you didn't tell me she was Jewish. Is she as good a cook as Ellen?" Huh? This weird stereotype of, well, all Jewish people know how to cook. Women know how to cook really well. It's not kind of an offensive racism, but it's still kind of a prejudice. When I brought my buddy Vinny over at one point, they're like, "Oh, he's black. Isn't that wonderful? You didn't tell us you had a black friend." I'm like, "You're treating him like he's a pet. Stop that." It was this weird kind of quasi-stereotype, non-offensive, quasi-racist kind of thing, but culturally it was more acceptable. Now we're still talking about people that are significantly older at this point, and that's kind of a step in the right direction. And a lot of people that I've known since, you know, these are people that don't really seem to notice color, don't really give a shit. And I'm generally one of those, to the point that, yeah, I do have friends that I'll joke with kind of along that line a little bit, because the concept of, you know, giving a shit about how much melatonin, whatever somebody has in their skin is just fucking stupid. I was right the first time, wasn't I?
Melanin.
Anyway, is kind of stupid. It's like, yeah, whatever. But I got in a hangout. Now, mind you, after moving to Texas, things kind of changed. I started seeing it more. Now, I started seeing it more in all kinds of people, and I'm thinking, these are just a couple of backwater fucktards, whatever. And then I went to East Texas, where they just desegregated the hospital in the late 90s. We're talking like 98. What the fuck? There's a town down there that until recently had a sign when you went to enter this small town in Texas that said, "Don't let the sun set on your black ass." And I thought, what the fuck?
That's horrible.
Was a massive culture shock to me, the fact that there's still places in America that were like that in the 90s, and now going on to the 2000s. Somehow we got a black person into office, which a lot of people were very happy of and proud to have been able to see it in their lifetime, myself one of them. And somehow for a lot of people this became a free pass to be as racist as they wanted. And it's like we started moving so far, and then we took this dramatic slide backwards.
Oh yeah, if you want to know something, the number of militias has risen like exponentially, like since Obama took office.
Yeah, most of them are too fucking disorganized and pathetic to do anything whatsoever.
Well, that's a good thing, but I mean, it literally went from like dozens to the thousands, or a couple thousand, I think, at least.
Well, I don't know. Militias are literally are nothing more than a bunch of guys that own guns that get together at the bar every weekend.
Well, actually, a friend of mine, I'm talking Texas militias at this point. A friend of mine started, got himself his first gun, his second gun, and then joined a gun club which had a militia associated with it. And he went to a couple meetings just to see what they were all about. And he commented there were so many young guys getting there talking, you know, when they try to come for our guns and talking like they're going to try and fight against the U.S. military. And my friend went to say something about it. One of the older guys pulls him aside and he says, "Come on, all us old timers and all us old vets, we know that there's no chance of fighting against the U.S. military, for fuck's sake. What are we going to do? It's not like we're going to have anyone to shoot at. They're just going to hit us with drones or shoot us with fucking missiles from jets. We don't have shit of a chance." But, you know, if these young, dumb guys that are young, dumb, and full of cum think that, you know, they're going to be able to defend themselves, well, let them have their little fun with thinking that way. Eventually they'll get older and wisen the fuck up. One of my favorite stories pertaining to that, but It's just bizarre. It really is. And I think being, so to speak, colorblind, you know, I mean, being raised in an area where racism is just something that's not really there.
Yep. That's what I was right.
You don't see it. You don't experience it. You don't come across it. I held a hangout on my old 13 Heathens channel, in which me and Lenny were in there kind of like, fuck you to this guy, Sasha, who, actually, I like Sasha. He's a pretty good guy, all in all. But he's sitting there talking about all this crap. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? And I thought it was some kind of weird quasi-conspiracy theory, keep the black man down, weird-ass shit from whatever the fuck culture
he was raised in.
But then I got talking, and I'm like, basically my attitude was, get the fuck out of here, you scrawny little white guy. And then I brought in Dragnot, and I brought in Carson, and a couple others, and I got talking with them, and some of my perceptions changed. There really is still a problem. Now, maybe it's in some of the areas where things are, well, where there's more poverty, where there's less opportunity. There are places in Middle America, the Deep South, where racism still flourishes.
Yep.
I was just going to a place where I never saw it, so I didn't realize it even existed.
Well,
I went through a huge culture shock myself when I was raised in the suburbs of Seattle, Washington, which in downtown... Sorry, thing muted me. I found out later in life that in downtown Seattle there are places where there are still like race riots and that kind of shit. But in the suburbs where I was raised, I was taught in school about racism and in social studies as a historical thing, as something that once happened.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Kentucky, and the culture shock was freaking ridiculous.
Well, what I can't really figure out is, I wasn't brought up. I didn't know racism was a thing, and I I live in a really multicultural society, so I went to school with kids of every color and origin, and some that didn't even speak English that well because they were just fresh off the boat kind of thing, right? So I had friends, everything, and it didn't even occur to me that they were different. And what I can't figure out is if my mother became racist when I got older, or she got older, or if she always was and didn't say anything when I was a kid. And that's what I can't figure out.
And then Sasha just logged onto Skype. I don't know if he's watching or not, but if so, I owe you an apology for that still.
I have something to say. In Southern California, there's not really any. It's more so like in the hardest feelings are more for human. It doesn't matter what race they are. And there's a saying, okay, so I grew up in a very Asian community, lots of Koreans, lots of Japanese, lots of Chinese. There were some Asians who were there who were like second or third generation, and then there were some Asian families who had just come over within the last year or so, right? So the one of the slang, one of the lingo was fob, fresh off the boat. And you would call there were the fob kids who hung around each other because they knew their home language, and then it just and even with Latino and Hispanic immigrants, even with them, like there's more of like
there's prejudice
against people whose native language is not English.
And there's prejudice against people of like immigrants from members of their own race who are more Americanized.
Yeah. So
I've seen it.
Like,
I've seen it around
I'm
Chicago
more
too.
Americanized, so So it's like, yeah, it's not racism. It's like.
I've seen that too, and I've even seen where there's gangs that are completely racist that come from outside countries.
Yeah, and some of it is simple class warfare too. It's like in Chicago, a good deal of the underclass, homeless people who live in poverty are black, and it's like it's more it goes deeper than just skin color. It's a complicated issue.
Most of the homeless societies I spent time with were predominantly white, surprisingly.
Oh, in California, the homeless population is dominantly Hispanic, unfortunately.
I think it's mostly white where I live.
Well, you're in Canada.
I know, but we have more multicultural, but
multicultural.
Actually, the group of people in Canada who predominantly suffers from poverty, Native Americans. They actually make up, the Native Americans in Canada make up less of a percentage of our total population than blacks do in the United States, and yet they make up more of a prison population than blacks do in Canada. They make up more of the prison population in Canada than blacks do in the United States, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
Consider the relativity of it all.
Yeah, but they're not. But I'm just saying, like, I don't see them homeless very often because we have so many shelters dedicated to them specifically. At least where I live. So I don't know.
That's because the reserves are expected to take care of them.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know why. I think that's part of the problem. They leave the reserve and then they've got nothing. And I don't know.
I don't know. To me, it was a big wake-up call, though. Now, the thing that I've really observed, though, since I've been down here in Texas, is the way it seems to start. I, at one point, and this is something that I don't normally talk about because it bothers me on a lot of levels. I, at one point, was living in an apartment where directly across the hall was one of those situations where you have, door, hallway, door kind of thing. And right across that hallway was a, what I refer to as coyotes. That's actually technically the term for them. These are people that were helping people get into the country illegally, and this was one of the waypoints they were using was this particular apartment that was right across the hall from where I lived. So every month or two there'd be a whole new set going through there. Sometimes they'd be decent, hardworking people. A lot of the people that went through there were assholes. I had one of them vandalize my vehicle for no fucking reason whatsoever. Oh wait, no. The reason was because I gave them a dirty look when they wolf whistled the woman that I was married to at the time and yelled out "Puta Madre." That'd be why they threw a rotten potato in the back of my truck. Right. What the fuck?
You report them to immigration?
We had some others that moved in there that whenever what they do is they crank up the radio and then turn it down. If they heard the baby screaming, they'd leave it off. If they didn't hear the baby screaming, they'd keep doing it until the baby started screaming. After months of living across from this cycle of people that were brought into the country that were being moved through this apartment, I started becoming a little racist towards people that were of Mexican background. It was hard not to. And I had to fight that impulse. Because the people that I kept seeing that were representing that particular group were assholes.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
I mean, I've known people that have only met one person that, whether they be black or white or Hispanic or Asian or what have you, that was a total prick to them, and then they base all their interactions of people of that background on that one experience, and this is a huge problem.
I've known people who the only gay people they've met in their life, which is just a small handful, were total raging dicks and highly egocentric, and I could definitely understand it. Like, imagine if your first encounter with a trans person was, say, Nadia.
As opposed to Zinnia Jones, who was absolutely the bomb.
Someone couldn't keep their reaction.
Hey, Carson.
Carson!
What's up?
I actually know a little bit, so I can actually explain some of that from a biological perspective, because that's part of the program that I'm working with the place I'm volunteering at. Here's how we can actually explain some parts of racism. If you hang out with a certain race, for the most part of your entire life, it's easy to differentiate between people of the similar race. So for someone like me, it's easier to differentiate between all the different white people. But it might be harder for me to differentiate, if I look at a group of Asian people, it would be hard for me to memorize and differentiate them based on their physical appearance. That's just something that happens naturally. That's just kind of part of it.
There's actually a study done on that not too long ago about how the younger a child is, the better they are at recognizing differences in different types of patterns.
Oh, yes,
to the point where young children and toddlers can tell chimpanzees apart, while adults obviously cannot.
No, yes. That was the second part I was going to get to. They even did a study, I think, with these toddlers that were able to differentiate between different lemurs.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any type of animal, and it's at least pretty impressive. But that's the thing, though. Young toddlers actually have more neurons than adults do, but they haven't made the sophisticated connections. It's just a big patch of.
Hang on. I get where you're going with this. I understand a lot of that. There's been a lot of varied studies done.
All right.
I'm going to pull the parent card for a moment here, though. The simple fact of the matter is, when my daughter was very young, at one point we went out to eat at a restaurant, a little family place, just a Denny's kind of thing. And right across from us was a booth where there was this pair of black women with a little black child about the size of my daughter. My daughter looked over, and it wasn't, "There's somebody strange. We must fear them. There's somebody different." It was, "Wow, that is so neat. You're different from me. You don't look like Mommy and Daddy." And the first thing she wanted to do wasn't to shun or be afraid. It was to go over there and explore this new experience. There's this person that they look a little bit different. And she was thrilled by it. I mean, this was the coolest thing to her. Now, the problem is, as we get older, we start tribalizing, and we start being told that different is somehow wrong or strange or bad or what have you. I mean, if we could sit there and approach things, and I dare say this in the presence of Epi, who may have a Bible verse that comes to mind upon this, but if you can approach things with the innocence of a child, maybe we would be better off at times.
What was it? Oh yeah, you're not the children.
You know the reference. You know the reference. You don't need to dig it out.
I know the reference. Sorry. I also like
some wisdom in these old books. There is. I'll admit that.
My favorite one is that there's no Jew or Greek, no master or slave, for we are all one in Christ. I like that particular one. Also,
my favorite ones. My favorite one is "Thou shalt not kiss thy whore in thy mouth."
Because
for those of you who don't know the archaic English, it's never go ask him out. I watched Clerks 2 as well.
Never kiss thy whore in the mouth.
Yeah, funny. I was talking about you a couple minutes ago, Carson.
You was talking about me?
No, well, technically talking about you and Dragnaut, and I forget who the third person was. Remember that hangout we did a while ago when Lenny and I were sitting in the basement saying that, this whole racism thing is mostly bullshit and blah, 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 and you guys took us the fuck to task and educated us?
Yeah, Carson, you know who Sasha G is, right?
I know who that is.
Yeah.
He's annoying.
Yeah, true. The dialogue.
So, are you gonna is he gonna hang out?
No,
I can't see him right now.
No, he's not.
No, he hasn't been. I know he's still watching, though.
But in any case,
he annoys me. He annoys. He just there's certain things you should just leave alone. And as for Sasha, that whole deal, leave it alone, man.
I know.
It's not your bag, Sasha. It's not your bag. Leave it alone. Just be you, because this game is not working.
Well, what I was going to say, though, and part of, but anyway, since we're briefly on that, part of the reason why when I have somebody that's running in and yelling about whether it be racism or this, that, or the other, sexism, etc., I always am quick to kind of tell people to fuck off when they don't represent that group. And of course, I'm getting feedback from Kevin and Jackie again, but I'll ignore it for now. For example, the college that my wife went to, they had a sports team, and I don't remember what type it was. It was called the Lady Warriors. And there was this one professor that kept going apeshit about how sexist it was. Actually, I'm getting some from Epi too. Fuck it. They were getting this professor was going nuts about that it was sexist that they were called the Lady Warriors and going on and on and on. And my wife, not my wife at the time, obviously, stands up in the middle of class and he says, "Have you asked any of the women on the team if they have a problem with that?" He says, "No, but it's sexist." This was his crusade. None of the women on the team gave a shit. None of the students cared. They were just like, okay, they're fine. They're the women warriors. But this one guy decided it was his crusade to try and change the name of the team because it was offensive to nobody but him.
Yeah. Those are the people where you very appropriately advise that they eat a dick.
This is kind of why good old Dougie drives me up a fucking wall. It's like,
I agree, Dougie. I agree. There are people who embody the white knight figure that just ought to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
We can't talk about Douglas Doug or
we're not really getting into him.
Yeah.
Twitter
is full of those kinds of people. A number of communities online are full of those kinds of people. And you know what's really funny is like the people who you hear whining about privilege and and oppression and all this kind of stuff are a lot of them are just a bunch of privileged suburban white kids who've never known real hardship. They're just swallowing the meme.
Yeah, that doesn't apply to that one example that we gave a moment ago. It does not apply to him. He did grow up in a shit area.
No, that's true. No, I wasn't talking about that.
So I'm going to exempt him. But at the same point, yeah, there's been some shit times, and a lot of the way that as a culture for decades we dealt with racism was to kind of edit it out, so to speak. People just wouldn't talk about it or wouldn't say these things in public and would do their damnedest to try not to pass it down to their kids because that's how a lot of it spread. But now all of a sudden it's just there in your face again, and the dialogue that I keep hearing, oh my freaking God. If I see one more sign that says Black Lives Matter, I'm going to have a fucking conniption fit. Because all lives matter. Fuck you. I went through and I got this.
You would not want to be in my area. There's a billboard about 3 blocks from here that says HIV is a civil rights issue, and it has a picture of 2 black people.
No, for fuck's sake. I mean, this.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, HIV is a civil rights issue. Bullshit. It's a human issue.
I'm having a hard time making the connection.
Yeah.
Gun club.
Yeah. What? Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
I don't even get the I don't get how you get that. I'm missing
These are the same people that tried to make Ebola a race issue.
Yeah. People will try to make anything a fucking race issue given the opportunity. Now, the punchline is that in an argument I got with somebody that was sitting there running around claiming that, basically everyone's fucking racist. And I made the comment that, if you look at the statistics in the last couple of years, in terms of police shootings. Now, this isn't, some of these shootings were warranted, don't get me wrong with this, but in terms of the statistics on police shootings, the top demographic was indeed black. The second highest was the mentally ill.
That's sad.
Nobody gives a fuck about the mentally ill, but they're going to sit there and yell about the other.
Uh-oh, you just said the word guns, and I'm very opinionated on the gun issue because... I'm just trying to give a warning. It's best we try to divert away from it.
Hang on, wait, Prudent. We're talking about people that were shot by police officers in the line of duty, justified or not.
Sorry, I just put my earbuds back on. I didn't catch that.
Okay. There was this guy, I think I've told this story before in a shuffle, but there was this guy in the city of Fullerton in Orange County, and he was mentally ill, and the police beat him up to death. And it was at the Forest train station, and no one gave a shit about it. No one like it wasn't really covered that much in the news. And when I go on a train to LA, sometimes like I can look out the window and see the spot where he got beat up, and it gives me chills.
Beat to death.
And I wish something had been done about that. I don't think the policeman got any repercussions.
And there usually isn't the same kind of public outcry. I mean, when you can apply it to something like race and this and that, but people are all up in arms when it's something like mental illness. And the statistics for black individuals who were killed by police in the line of duty was like 625, and for the mentally ill, it was like 540 or something like that. It was 673 and 550.
I can't help but wonder, though, like with the mentally ill. Well, I mean, obviously that's a really scary statistic, but like especially like in the case where especially when it can be drugs too, right? Sometimes I think you can not know the difference between somebody being mentally ill or high on drugs, right? Because sometimes the symptoms might be similar.
I think you know the difference.
Well, no, but I'm talking about, okay, but what about that guy that was eating the face off that other homeless guy or whatever, right?
Yeah,
and that's weird.
He was not actually on drugs. They were all saying salt, stimulants, all this shit. No, he tested positive for marijuana, but that means he could have smoked in the last 15 days.
I thought he was on
Right, so-
No,
No, he wasn't.
What
he
the
was
fuck?
not on anything.
What the fuck?
Right, he was mentally ill. And so that's what I mean, like in cases like that, I think mentally ill people with certain symptoms might be more prone to that sort of thing, just because I don't know that we don't know. Do we know how to deal with that? Like, do cops, are they taught how? I don't know.
No, generally they're not.
They should be.
And that's very strange.
When
I was home in Madison, Wisconsin, over break, at my mom's house, there was a story on the news about how there had recently just been a similar incident there, and they were talking about how Madison cops were implementing a program of basically training cops from every district how to deal with people with various mental illnesses, and that's something that's not done in a lot of places, and it needs to change.
Yeah,
Now,
for sure.
The other thing is the way the society vilifies people that have mental illnesses is part of the problem.
Yeah.
And you'll sit there and you'll hear all these fucked up stories, and the news will sit there and promote every shooter. It's because they were this or they were that, and it's never because they were off their fucking meds. It's no. It's because X, Y, and Z, not because the healthcare system in our country, as far as it deals with the mentally ill, is fucking crap.
Yeah.
Texas, one of the largest states, one of the most populous states. Want to know what our rating is in the country? 49th for mental health care. 49th. And actually, the last time I was talking to somebody about this, I said 47th, and she corrected me with a smile and said, "No, actually, we're 49th now." I'm like, "That's worse. You look happy about this. What the fuck's the matter with you?" I just wanted to correct you. I'm like, you're so happy to fucking correct me that I'm wrong about something, that you're coming across as being pleased that we suck even worse than we are. Good for you.
More so is the attack on the homeless.
It's 50.
The homeless side of it.
Don't know who 50 is, by the way.
It might be Arizona because, let's face it, my state probably sucks worse than most states. I think we're highest in identity theft and we're worst in traffic accidents. So,
if Family Guy has anything to go off of, then you're just top for mental illness.
It could be. I know we are one. I think we are towards the bottom.
Hey, Sam. Anyway, back to the topic briefly, though. So, you had a little under 700 black demographic. You had, let's see now, it was mental ill at 500 and something. a little bit shy of that was white, and then you had Hispanic at about 300. Yet somehow this idea of police killing people while in the line of duty is a black and white issue. That is what kind of stymies me. How about it's just a people issue? How about there's problems and we need to reevaluate some of the training of the officers? How about this kind of stuff? How about better screening of officers to make sure that they don't have issues with some group? How about making them, subjecting them to psych evals more often? Fuck, that people that are shrinks actually need to go in for regular, and actually talk to shrinks on a regular basis because they know there's a psychological toll to doing the job. Think about the psychological toll on cops. Holy shit, the crap that some of them must see.
Well, you know what you were saying just earlier about how certain exposure to certain people can almost make you have some racist thoughts, right?
Tell me about it.
And I'm pretty sure cops are pretty...
Or make you have various mental issues for that matter.
Yeah, because you're only seeing the worst of the worst, and it's, you know, depending on where you're working, I can see how that would affect your thinking.
It could. It very well could.
It also happens to be an issue of prevalence. I mean, if cops are primed in an environment where they think that racism is a prevalent thing, whether or not there's an added caveat to whether they think it's bad or not, more than likely they're going to act racist if they think it's prevalent.
Racism, maybe not so much, but there's definitely a police culture. Like there's an environment that they're in where certain stereotypes, certain ideals are reinforced, very strongly reinforced, and nobody can tell them otherwise. That's kind of what it takes to make it in that sort of environment. I don't know. I'm gonna head out. I think someone wants to steal me.
Okay, you go steal him away. Get the hell out of here. Go do things.
His 45-minute cooldown has gone off.
We'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
Shut up. Better not see you in 2 minutes, otherwise she's going to look pissed. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, burn, Epi. Now you're the one getting muted.
That's okay.
Yes, but I'm funnier when I get muted. You not so much.
Oh, fuck you.
I have just noticed we are at about we're at the 1 hour 36, 37-ish mark. I don't know, probably for the people, by the time I say this, we'll probably be at about the 140 mark. So we're running down toward the end of the show. We got about 20 minutes left. Do we have any lighter topics to bring up?
Oh.
How's Sam doing? He just got in.
I'm doing fine.
And how much have you had to drink?
I've had quite a bit to drink, but I'm doing fine. I'm not drunk.
That's good enough.
Man, I feel like I've been monologuing most of this episode. Holy shit.
Yeah, you really talked a lot more than usual, but that's kind of a good thing.
One of the series I'm going to be starting up actually deals with the topic of mental illness.
That's good.
The series going after the anti-psychiatry fucktards.
Oh, there's anti-psychiatry fucktards out there? Oh.
Yes! Are you kidding me?
Holy shit, dude. Look into it. It's a fucking massive movement. And they're all like conspiracy theorists from hell.
Okay, keep in mind, my work is, my area of study is social psych, not psychiatry, so...
Oh, I know. But still, you know, it's fucking huge. But even being in social psych, I'm surprised you haven't heard anything about it.
I've only been a psych major for like 6 months. Cut me a break.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I thought you had been a little bit long, that you'd been for a year or more. Never mind.
Wait, 6 months. Shouldn't you think you know everything about psychology by now?
Dunning-Kruger effect, yeah, because I know the Dunning-Kruger effect. Well, I know a little bit. I mean, the main area I'm going to be looking into next semester is psychology of religion, actually, which I am very much looking forward to.
Hey, if you need any help on that one, I've actually gone through the psychology of religion myself.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and just for the hell of it, for those that watched the Shuffle, what was it, 2 nights ago now, I think? I don't know. With me and Epi arguing over the whole quote-unquote God thing or whatever the fuck. We have officially come to a vague compromise, and this was before going on air, is that we're going to use the word source when referring to such a thing as opposed to this God word with all its fucking baggage. And that way we should be able to have a more reasonable conversation without getting hung up on the word.
It's probably for the best.
Exactly. I think we all agree that the word God has too much anthropomorphic baggage.
Yeah, that's sort of why I like to consider myself more of the ichtheist position, just because that sort of is the underlying definition of it.
I've kind of started a trend with that, it seems, and it's funny and somewhat trollish at times.
The weird thing is that the term ichtheist is actually becoming a little bit more popular now, like among the tubes, so that's probably a good thing.
Well, part of the reason for that is because, like, I might have thought I was an atheist, but that's when I had a very narrow, single concept of God. And now that I've talked to people on YouTube, I don't even know what God is anymore.
Yeah, that's...
Anymore, that just... Well, to say anymore would mean to say that you once had an idea of what God was.
Well, she had a concept, yeah, but that concept didn't comport with what... With a lot of people, this actually seems to be the case, is that what people present as being this God thing doesn't comport with what their ideal of what one would have to be.
I was a very devout Christian once.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought I knew what God was, and then the concept I had stopped making sense, so I stopped believing in it. Now, question is, if you gave me the right concept, could I believe again?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I doubt it, but I don't know.
You know, maintain a little possibility.
I've been on YouTube a couple years now. I'm pretty sure I've heard everything now.
Asking people to define what their God is has been something I've been asking for years.
Yeah.
The weird thing, I don't know, yeah, it seems like at the beginning of the year, like, there was still a lot of precept baggage. Now it's like there's really nothing. It's kind of been a little quiet on the debate side. It's been more of drama this entire year rather than actual debate.
And in all fairness, most of the destruction of the precepts has been me, so I'll take full credit on that one.
Wait. We have had a vaguely cultish moment here. Stan, you'd best say that in the Hangout instead of just type it.
Oh.
What?
Come on, what you just typed, say it.
We're all just packets of information on the superhighway of life.
Yay! Okay, that reminded me of Deepak for a moment there. I had to have you say it aloud.
Oh, hold on. I have to say something. I have to ask Sam something. As a former molecular, or as someone who has worked in molecular biology, what do you think of this pickup line? If I could be any enzyme, I'd be DNA helicase, so I can unzip your genes.
Oh, God.
It does kind of lame when you say it, Prudent, I'll be honest.
No, stop it.
No.
It's so many Hangouts, dude. Just no.
For the sake of everyone, Prudent, you already know what I think.
I know. I knew you would like it. I just wanted to get your reaction.
I don't believe
I think
in
that
pickup
might work.
lines.
I think that might work if you're trying to make friends with an 80-year-old lady in the park.
Yeah.
I would never
That's
use
my key friendship demographic.
Yeah.
I would never use any of the cheesy pickup lines on any woman because I know if I were to try it, I would end up with a huge handprint on my face.
No. With that
Cheesy lines
you
work.
end up with a handprint. You just end up with a blank stare.
Cheesy lines work sometimes, but the fucking nerd ones do not.
Mm-hmm. One pickup line that kind of worked for me once was, "Hey baby, I lost my phone number. Can I have yours?" She laughed.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, but she actually laughed at it. It sounded like a serious laugh, and she actually gave me the phone number.
The only corny one that I've ever had work was, "How do you feel about drunk I love yous?" And that was a start to a really good conversation.
Once again, I walk away, people get quiet.
Yeah, that was just really uncomfortable for Prudent to ask me that.
Like what?
Wonder how Kevin and Jackie are right now. Kind of miss them already.
They're probably coital right now.
Probably.
Yes, don't worry, they'll be back in 30 seconds.
Oh, Effie, come on, man.
No, Kevin is a fan of the internet pornography, so longer than 30. What
The fact
now?
that they've had the whole day so far means even after recharging for that hour and a half, he's probably going to last a good 5 minutes.
We should make a pool. We should get a betting pool on this.
Maybe we shouldn't make two people's private lives any of our business on an on-air hangout.
They made it. What are you talking about? For the last couple of weeks, they made it everybody's business. So I think it's okay for us to make fun of it. What does everyone else think?
I agree, wholeheartedly.
I'm pretty sure the time that Kevin spent away from Jackie during the past couple weeks, he spent programming and making something look better that counted down the milliseconds until she arrived.
Yeah,
possibly.
Showed me it.
I'm pretty sure if they were really uncomfortable with it, they would tell us.
Let's not cheapen the moment, though. Come on, guys.
So,
hold on. You know, we are actually talking about people that are legitimately in love, not just fucking.
All right, fair enough. Just to change the subject a little, then, Sam, did you get any creationists to sign up for your challenge?
No creationists have responded to my challenge. Surprise, surprise.
I take Nephilim free in there. I thought he would have at least tried to pull some of his bullshit.
I would love to see Nephilim free. I would love to see him actually challenge that shit.
You're going to need a hell of a moderator for that.
Wait, how many subscribers do you have?
644, I think.
Good. That he says 500 is the minimum. Just challenge him directly.
I was just thinking about the moderator.
If you make a video calling him out specifically to do this journal club thing, I bet you, because of his ego, he will jump on that.
You need to get 13 to do the moderating.
Yeah, that would probably be no idea.
I mean, I'd be very surprised if any creationist responds. I mean, even Tommy Hall with his pseudo-homoerotic man crush on me.
Pseudo.
I would.
He said pseudo.
So, Epi, I have one thing I also liked. There was something before I came into this hangout and I saw that was said by a Mr. Epicurus A. Greek, who challenged me and said that I couldn't get laid if I tried. How do you know that? I've never actually really made any attempt.
It's a presuppositional argument. What's your point?
Exactly.
I will actually accept that version of the presup.
Oh, fuck off, asshole.
Open the door, we're going to walk through it, man. You know that.
Yeah, you can't open that door for me. I'm a fucking savage, Epi.
By the way, I think Arcane's switching up his tactics just to give everyone a bit of warning. I think he's going from the whole science proves creationism to science suffers from serious philosophical flaws, which is it's in itself bullshit. But just be prepared. He'll throw out affirmation of the consequence and let's see, the problem of induction, both of which I think have pretty solid solutions.
Is that the point at which I can just answer, well, you know, that'd be an interesting topic to discuss with a philosopher, but since neither of us are a philosopher, I think we should probably stick to something else.
But also because either of those issues is a fundamental misunderstanding of the philosophy of science or how science is done. But of course, these are people who Arcane is someone who is so stupid he cannot recognize that he is stupid.
Oh, that's so true.
You hear that you feel that little pain, the little pain just behind your eye. That's your brain trying to comprehend its own stupidity.
By the way, we're getting close to closing comments now, so just a little forewarning, we got about 2 minutes left.
Okay. I have some ideas for my closing comments.
Cool. Well, I guess we can start that a little bit early then, because I don't mind taking this down a little early. Most of this has been pretty heady, so we need to go offline and start talking about, you know, dicks and porn and the vaginas and all that stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because, you know, gotta do that, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Let's see, on that note, let me see if I can find my comment at the top of the hangout here. Since we've come full circle to creationism, I'm going to share a creation myth. This was Dogon, from an African tribe. At the beginning of time, Amma, supreme god who lived in the celestial regions and was the origin of all created the earth and immediately joined with it. But Earth's clitoris opposed the male penis. Amma destroyed it, circumcising his wife, and they had a child, Oga, and the twins, Namano. Oga had no partner and was barren, so he introduced the disorder into the world by committing incest with his mother, the Earth. The first menstrual blood came from this union, as well as Yaban and something I can't fucking pronounce, the spirits of the underworld. Amma created the stars by throwing pellets of earth into the space. He created the sun and moon by modeling 2 white earthenware bowls, one encircled with red copper, and the other with white copper. Black people were born under the sun and white people under the moon. And this was a quote from L.V. Thomas, Les Religions d'Afrique Noire, Paris, 1969. So there's lots of fucking weird-ass creation beliefs out there. We don't need the invisible unicorn to point to absurdity.
Just to say something though, that story is complete bullshit because it didn't have as much incest as I wanted it to have.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. We will take that criticism. And on that note, seeing as we are getting close to the 2-hour mark, we're going to see about starting in on closing comments. And let's see now, Stan.
Oh, well, to quote one of my new favorite songs.
Wait. Stan with a T.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. I pass it off to you, Sam. Go ahead.
Oh, well, to quote one of my favorite songs, "Whiskey, you're the devil, you're leading me astray, over the hills and mountains, and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're my darling, drunk or sober."
Okay, and since we've skipped to Sam, let's go back one to Shar.
Oh. Crap.
And Epi, you're still giving us feedback. Okay, we'll come back to Shar then. Now let's go to Prudent.
What can I say other than, I'm just gonna say it. Suck my dick, everybody. I'm just gonna be a dick right now.
Okay, sorry, I do appreciate that kind of request, but I'm sorry, Prudent's not my type. Okay, let's move on down the road to Nothing.
So I've decided I'm going to release the secret to everybody, the true meaning of life, to follow.
I'm sorry, I can't whistle to answer the modem anymore. I don't have that capability these days. It's been too long. Epi.
Well, all I have to say is this. Racism may be a problem nowadays, but in a place where an Arabic guy is trying to write a Chinese girl's name in ancient calligraphy, I think there's a bit of hope.
Damn right.
Shar, do you have any clothes for us now?
I guess on the note of racism, why can't we all just stop being dicks?
Yay! Okay, and on that note, a few minutes early, but fuck it. Let's call it, and let's go off air and talk about something that's really fun.